So there I was in my secondary school changing room, pants down, with a distinct look of embarrassment on my face, as people are laughing at the sight of it. Everything was on show. Now you're probably wondering how I got into such a dire situation like this, and I'm gonna tell you. But before anything, I've got to give you some background information. So this story takes place back when I was at secondary school. Well, the school I went to didn't really have the best reputation because of all the shenanigans the students got into during and outside school hours. Now for the most part, there weren't any bloodthirsty serial killers in the making, but there were definitely some close calls. Let's just say there were a handful of kids in our year that weren't the brightest. Now for this video, you need to know the types of things my year group would get up to at school. With my year, we had these games that all the guys would play. Now I say games in quotation because some of these were just straight up assault. Like we had these things called scrambles in which someone would throw a bit of money on the playground and there would be a straight up battle royale to see who gets it. And some people didn't even care about the money, they just wanted to fight. The reason I say that is because there would be some guys on the outskirts of a scramble just kicking and throwing fists with absolutely no intention of trying to win any money. And the craziest thing about it was that the most amount of money that would typically be thrown for the scrambles was £1, which to put that into perspective for you, less than $1, bro. Yes, people were ready to injure themselves over $1 and a few cents. So yeah, that's just one example of one of the games we would play at my school. Now we had a new game at one point in the school year which started from one guy in our year group getting his trousers pulled down as a joke during break time, leaving his bright coloured boxers on show for everyone to see. And of course, being the young kids that we were, everyone found it funny. And ever since then, everyone started catching on and doing it. Anyone could get it, bro. We called the game pantsing. And it didn't matter if you were outside on the playground, in the hallways. I mean, damn, I think some people were even getting pantsed in lessons. Now you see, there was no main objective or winner in this game. It was either pants or be pantsed. Now whenever our year group would have PE together, this was prime pantsing time. It would usually take place in the changing room as a lot of people were unsuspecting and just expected to get changed into their PE kits in peace. In our year we had this guy, for the sake of the video we're gonna call him Tyrone, and to keep it frank, he was a menace. Tyrone was pretty much one of the strongest guys in our year. He was above 6 foot tall, in year 9 mind you, and athletic. Not to mention I think he had an older brother as well, so he was like the final boss of school bullies. He would often use his sheer size to intimidate people and get away with things that most people couldn't. Being 14, 15 years old with facial hair and already having finished your physical development halfway through secondary school is brazy, bro. Like this guy speedran puberty. So pretty much the whole year was somewhat scared of Tyrone. He was the one guy you didn't want to get pantsed by because if you get pantsed by him, there was no possible chance of revenge. For example, if you get pantsed by a regular student, if you play your cards right and catch them slipping, you can get them back. But you get pantsed by Tyrone, you ain't never getting your lick back, bro. I mean, you could try, but it probably wouldn't end too well for you. So one time after PE, all the boys went back into the changing room to get changed back into school uniform. So there I was, already in uniform, changed quick as hell because you know me, I'm not trying to get exposed by anyone. So far, not once had I been pantsed. Don't get me wrong, people tried, but to no avail because my trousers were always secure. And I always wore shorts underneath my trousers as a safety precaution. This meant I had full pantsing protection. Absolutely no one was gaining access to my boxers, bro. So I was waiting in the change room, just talking to some of my friends whilst they were getting dressed, so we could walk to our next class together. And then suddenly I hear the room burst into laughter. I look back and I see someone else on the other side of the change room that just got pantsed. People are dying out of laughter, and it's probably because the guy that got pantsed was wearing neon green and pink briefs. Not gonna lie, bro kinda did it to himself with that one. But I did feel kinda bad for bro because you could see the embarrassment on his face. And he was in most of my other classes. He was a pretty chill guy, minded his own business, and plus, he never wanted to pants anybody. And of course, standing right next to him was none other than Tyrone. He was the one laughing the most out of anyone in the changing room, because he was the one who snuck up behind him in the first place and caught another victim unaware. So the laughter dies down and everyone starts changing again. I glance around and Tyrone is casually talking, getting changed with some other guys. But now I'm low-key paranoid because even if Tyrone wasn't looking for potential targets at this current moment, he might have triggered other guys in the change room to try and catch other unsuspecting victims to pants. At this point, most of my friend group is changed except for this one guy who always took forever to get changed back into uniform. So we were waiting for his slow self to put on the rest of his stuff so we could hurry up and get the hell out of there. I was not trying to be in this change room any longer. Eventually he finishes changing and we're all ready to leave to go to our next period. So we're all about to walk off now and I see my friend. He looks to the side, his eyes gaping in anticipation. As I'm about to turn around to see what he's looking at, I feel a sudden force tugging at my trousers. My heart drops. Because now I'm exactly aware of what's happening. Someone was trying to pants me. In my head, I knew that my foolproof pantsing defense had seen it all before and I'll be alright. But no, this force was different, bro. Because in one fell swoop, my trousers fall to the ground, and at this point, I know it's too late. I've been got. I look down. Wait, so my trousers are down right now. My shorts are down right now. And I can see laughter floods the room again. I look right next to me and I see Tyrone laughing his head off. He must have pantsed me with so much vigor that he ended up pulling down not one, not two, but all 3 layers I was wearing on my bottom half, including my underwear. Meaning everything was on show for everyone in the changing room to see. I pulled my boxers back up as soon as I realised what had just happened to try and salvage the little dignity I had left. I'm black, but you could probably see the red on my face as to how embarrassed I was. Not only was I in shock, but I was also confused as to how I got pantsed in the first place. After putting things in order to make sure a day like this never came. Was it karma? Because I definitely would be lying if I said I didn't expose a couple man myself. But there's one thing I do know. When it comes to pantsing, what goes up must come down.